Why aren't people buying from you? That's a question that those of us who are self employed or who have one kind of side hustle or the other have to ask ourselves every week or sometimes every day. Now, people aren't buying from you, either buying your goods or your services for a number of reasons. But sometimes, a lot of those reasons can be put under one bucket, and that bucket is they aren't sure if what you have put together for them is going to help them get the results that they need. And so, because of that, they say things like, let me discuss with my husband, I'll get back to you. Can we see later? Can we see later and talk some more? After that, I'll make a decision. Those sorts of reasons that they give from time to time. Now, it's okay for people to not it's within everybody's right, to want to consider more to make sure that they get the best deal. So at the end of the day, that doesn't really have anything to do with you per se. But one thing that you can do if you're ever caught up in these sorts of situations where people are saying, "Let me speak to my husband," or "Can we see sometime later?" and then after that we'll make a decision, is to ask questions so you can get to the root of what the matter is. A lot of us don't come from business backgrounds, either academically or maybe from business families, and so these are some of the skills that that we don't that we don't learn. Among them, like I just mentioned, the skill of asking questions, because it's only when you ask questions that you're going to be able to get down to what the root of the matter is. So in this case, excuse me, somebody says, let me speak to my husband, or somebody says, let's see later, and after that we'll make a decision. If you were to ask a simple question like, Mr. So and so, you sound a little hesitant. Maybe that's because you don't think what we've put together for you works for you or could help you achieve the things that you want to out of this situation. Could you tell me what exactly it is that you're unsure about? Now, when you ask a question like that, or you ask questions in those spirits, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to close the deal and move ahead. But the thing is, you get a little bit of information, and the more information that you have, the wiser that you are, and the closer it gets you to closing this particular deal. And the thing is, even if you don't close this deal now, you now have more information to take into the next selling situation, and so overall it makes you a better salesperson and a marketer. And for those of you who have been watching my older videos, you know that it's a personal opinion of mine that we're not what our label says we are. So I'm a photographer, but I'm not really a photographer. I'm in sales and I'm in marketing. I just happen to sell media services, either for corporations or for people who are getting married. And it's the same thing no matter what you do. We're all in sales and marketing, so we all have to learn the art of asking better questions, because when we get better questions, we can get to what the root of the problem is. And then once we know what the problem is, we can either solve it for this particular customer that we are talking to, or we now have more business intelligence to bring to the situation when we're talking to the next customer. And so overall, we get better and better and better at selling and marketing ourselves, and at finding out what it is that our customers actually want from us, so that we can provide those services or those goods that will meet their needs. So why aren't people buying from you? One of the reasons why they're not buying from you is because they are not sure. Why are they unsure? Those are the questions that you need to be asking, so that you can help them solve the problem that they have now. And even if you don't get this deal, so that by the time the next customer comes around, you stand a better chance of solving whatever problem it is that they have. And that way, you'll be able to make them a more certain buyer of your goods or services.